Good afternoon. This is Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. I'm Carrie Hughes from the Arizona Humane Society, filling in today with Ashley, and you are watching the show that will bring you the Valley's most adorable animals. Each week we tell you about stories of rescue, of homeless pets who have been given a second chance at life, and today we'll tell you all about Thor and how he was abandoned in a yard. Plus, we have some great rescue stories to share with you, including one about a dog who was rescued off Dreamy Draw Trail. And in addition to meeting adoptable dogs and cats, we'll introduce you to this frisky ferret. He's animated and comical, but requires very special care, and in just a few minutes we'll tell you what type of home would be best for little Edward. But first, I would like to reintroduce you to my co-host Lila. You've seen her before on Pets on Parade and on the Arizona Humane Society's Pet Telethon. She was rescued by our emergency animal medical technicians back in June after she'd been hit by a car, and the incident left her with a shattered pelvis and a broken back leg. And now I think all of you know that I love Chihuahuas, but I obviously volunteered to take home this bundle of love, and she was fit with the cast, and she was so very fragile, and I wanted to help her along the road to recovery. She is the sweetest dog, and here she is hanging out with two of my other foster dogs. She's an all-around amazing companion. She's 5 pounds, but she's small and mighty and likes to be the alpha. And let me tell you, she's so quiet. I've even taken her out for outings in a handbag, and she just sits there without a peep. She's even been to the dentist with me, so she is stolen my heart. I'm so excited for her to find a brand new home and someone to love her. So if you would like to adopt Lila, please do come down to our shops at Norterra off I-17 in Happy Valley today. Well, let's meet a few of our other adoptable pets. And first off is Lisa and Tippy. Tippy is a well-mannered Labrador, and as you can imagine, it's nearly impossible for those of us who work at an animal shelter not to get attached to certain pets. And Lisa, you volunteer in our trauma hospital, and I think you're pretty fond of little Tippy.
I know. Now, Tippy just came in last week, surrendered. Her family, she lived with an elderly couple that was going into assisted living. So they entrusted us to find Tippy the very best home. But I have a thing for older dogs, and as you can see, Tippy has a gray muzzle, and she's 8 years old. She just stole my heart when she came in. They were so disappointed that she had given herself a mud bath on the way into the shelter in a mud puddle that I promised them that I would give her a bath, which we immediately did. She was wonderful. She's a gentle soul, very quiet, haven't heard a peep out of her. She would sit here all day and let you rub her and pet her. She doesn't like the warm weather and likes to sprawl out on the tile. So if you're thinking about bringing Tippy home, make sure when you get her home, develop a routine, and you might want to just walk around the backyard with her to be sure she goes outside, because she tends to avoid the hot weather like many of us do. But Tippy is just the sweetest thing, and she is a gentle giant. So please come down and give her a new family. She is just going to be gentle, quiet, easy to fit in anywhere.
Love those big brown eyes. Well, we had great success with last weekend's adoption special, and we want to thank all of you who came out to adopt a homeless pet. Over 160 pets found new homes, including several of the pets that were featured on last week's show. And longtime canine resident Bailey finally found a nice home. The 9-month-old boxer mix is now enjoying romps in a spacious yard and gobbles up a plethora of her favorite treats, doggy sausages. The Arizona Humane Society continues to run at full capacity with over 800 cats and kittens in our care. Janine, this litter of 3 just came back from their foster home with Susan. Tell us about Knight, Platypus, and Fatsy Patsy.
Okay, look at this group. They are beautiful. We've got 3 different kittens here with all the same parents, but you would never guess that. And 2, which is a very special surprise, are polydactyls. And that means they have 24 toes. It's amazing. They are really good at soccer, and they always will beat you to wherever you're trying to run. And this little guy, Platypus here, he was actually found inside a dishwasher. It was turned off, of course, but he just was fast asleep and found a nice little comfortable spot. And he's got this beautiful Mancoon look with these gorgeous straws. And they lived at the foster home with a 60-pound dog and cats. So they're already ready to go. So I think you should take 1 or maybe 3 with all these little extra feet. Look at those toes. Oh, they're so cute.
That's a lot of toenails to paint, Janine.
It is.
We sure do need some help this time of year with it being kitten season. Here are some of the adorable faces that you could take home. When you become a foster hero, you're giving a second chance to an animal who needs temporary respite from the shelter as they heal from injury or illness, or simply grow big enough to be spayed or neutered. And fostering is an amazing way to help us save animals. It's super easy for you to become part of our foster team. Simply visit azhumane.org and complete our online convenient orientation, and you will be on your way to helping us save more lives. Okay, Perry, and for all of you Marvel comic fans out there, thundering onto the stage, we have the great and mighty Thor. And he might not have his enchanted hammer, but Perry, this happy-go-lucky, affectionate American bulldog will enchant and captivate your heart.
He certainly will, Carrie, and he is the mighty Thor. I'll tell you what, this is one strong doggy. He took me for a run out in that parking lot. He's very, very strong, but I have a feeling with some training, he's going to settle down quite nicely. And he's actually very well behaved when he's not pulling you around a little bit. This guy was rescued by our EAMTs. He was an abandonment case, and not only was he laying around in the backyard in a very, very heated area where he had no food and no water, he had actually passed out. His lead was so tight around his neck, he choked out and he had to be resuscitated by those EAMTs. So that's the bad story. The good story is he's with us here now, and he is in good shape, and he is, like I said, a really strong boy. He's really, really big and goofy. He's going to romp around the yard. Like I said, he's very energetic and on. He loves his toys. He's known as a toy hog, in fact. So he's going to demonstrate that to you right now. He's going to play tug of war with me. So we have lots of toys on hand, lots of training, and to be a really, really fun guy, I think, for his own family. Come on down and check out the mighty Thor.
Well, more than half of the pets that arrive at the Arizona Humane Society are in need of medical treatment, and our role in the Valley is to provide life-saving medical treatment to homeless pets who have no one else to care for them. So it was with Scooby here, who is severely anemic and infested with ticks when he first arrived at our doorstep. Lisa, he is looking and feeling much better now and ready for a home today.
He is. He's letting out a little deep growl at Thor. That's how good he's feeling. So Scooby here is 2 years old and found himself with tick fever. E. canis is what is called tick fever. All it is it's an infection that they get from being bitten by a tick. So it requires 30 days of antibiotics, and there's nothing worse than having to sit around in a hospital kennel for 30 days. So luckily, one of our foster heroes stepped up and came in and took Scooby into their home, where they socialized him, and he met their cats, their dogs, their kids, and he's wonderful with everyone. They gave him his medication, which the Humane Society provided to them for those 30 days, and voila, here we have happy, healthy Scooby, 2-year-old little Maltese mix, 7 pounds, ready to go home. He likes to curl up at the end of the bed. He's house trained, and he is going to want someone that's going to play with him, good with other cats and dogs. So if you're thinking of a little 7-pound pocket pal, he would be a wonderful canine companion for a morning walk.
Thank you, Lisa. Scooby, along with several other adoptable pets, will be hitting the road tomorrow and hitching a ride out to Chase Field on our Wagon Wheels mobile adoption truck. You can take your doggy to the ball game that day, and if you don't have a four-legged friend, your newest teammate could be waiting for you at the D-backs game. Stop by the Adopt spot near the PetSmart patio and see if Scooby is one of the AHS adoptable dogs that hits a home run to your heart. Well, when the weather off, your pets are more at risk for contagious, deadly diseases, and we will tell you all about how to prevent those diseases when we come back.